Good morning, Tottenham fans. There's a lot to get through today. Tottenham are looking to sign yet another centre-back. What does this mean for the centre-backs that we've already got in the squad? Are we selling any? Are we putting more players out on loan that we realised, as we have got a wealth of centre-backs at the club at the moment? Also, Crystal Palace want a 9-figure sum for Adam Wharton. What's going on with Morgan Gibbs-White, and what have Tottenham actually done wrong? I seriously can't figure that out. I really can't. And a huge bid may be coming in from Brazil for Brazilian Richarlison. All of that in today's video. If you haven't yet subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and hit that like. It really helps this channel grow. Thank you to everybody that's contributed to this channel so far. I'm on the path to 3,000 subscribers and it is very, very good. I love it. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So let's talk about the centre-back that Spurs have been interested in. I'll read you the report today. And it says Tottenham Hotspur are understood to be rivaling Inter Milan to sign Belgian defender Conny de Winter. There has been contact between Genoa and Spurs. The Italian side would be willing to accept 22 million for the international centre-back. So he's a Belgian international for 22 million. Now, we've had Belgian international centre-backs before, and they were absolutely brilliant. Would this guy be just as good? We don't know. But what does this mean for Davies and Romero? Davies is on his last year of his contract, and Romero's been touted to be leaving quite a few times this summer, and then he's staying, then he's leaving, then he's staying. But if we're going to sign yet another centre-back, and by the way, this guy is pretty decent centre-back, he will not be coming in just to play second fiddle. So why are we signing him? Why are we linked to him? It's not a dead cert that we are going to be signing him, but this rumour won't go away. It's been going on for quite a while now. These are the centre-backs that we've got. So we've got Danso, Vuskovic, Romero, Davies, Kota Takai, Dragushin, Phillips, Van der Ven. That's 8. And if we bring in De Winter, that would be 9 centre-backs. 9 centre-backs, even if you're playing 3 at the back, is probably way too many. And you'd probably need space in the squad for other players. So what's going to happen if we do sign this guy? Something has to give here. So what? Let's have a look at it. Danso, he'll be staying. Vuskovic, we can't loan out. And the reason why we can't loan Vuskovic out is because in 3 years' time, he'll be classed as club trained because he's 18 to 21 years old. It's from the age 15 to 21. And it has to be 3 consecutive years without being loaned. So Vuskovic can't go. Danso can't go. Romero. Now, if a big bid comes in for Romero, then he may be sold. That's 1. I don't want him to leave, but that's what might happen. Davies, he's just signed an extension onto his contract for a year. That could be a possibility. Kota Takai's just come in. Dragushin's just recovered from an injury, but he's probably not safe either. Ashley Phillips, I reckon he may go back out on loan again, and obviously Van der Ven, he'll be staying. So there is possibility to move things around to get this guy in if they're really serious about getting this guy in. But if you're swapping a Belgian international, young, hungry, fast, good on the ball defender, and then selling Davies, then I'm all up for that. You know, Davies has been a great servant for us. He's, Mr. Reliable, great servant to the club. Finally won that trophy with the club. That makes me so happy. So he could be on his way. I can't see Davies getting in the team ahead of 5 or 6 of those defenders. So he may want to leave himself too to get game time. So something has to give. Let's talk about what Crystal Palace now are asking for Adam Wharton. They're saying that the minimum they'll take for him is 100 million. Is Adam Wharton 100 million? Now, people will look at what Arsenal did with Declan Rice, and it completely changed their midfield, and it really did make them a stronger prospect in the Premier League. They didn't get over the line again, but that's what Arsenal do. They never get over the line, do they? They're the big bottle jobs of the Premier League. But they did do well getting Declan Rice in. They had to pay the big bucks for somebody they really needed. Now, they were acting like a big club. Are Spurs going to act like a big club? Apparently, this this huge sums are not putting us off. So something has to give with this money. We must be getting money from somewhere if we're even thinking about paying 100 million from Adam Wharton. Now, his injury record is a bit of a concern. He does have a bit of an injury-prone season sometimes. So he's only 21 years old. That can all sort itself out, hopefully. But he is an exceptional player, and he would take us to another level in midfield. We haven't got anybody like him in our midfield. We haven't got that DM that can just sit in front of the back four and spray the ball around, win balls, intercept passes, drive forward with the ball. We just haven't got that in our squad. So if he was to sign and Spurs did pay the big bucks, then Spurs will be showing that they are making a statement that we now are going to start competing with the big boys. That's if we go for him. Now, there are other players out there that we could go for. Players like Douglas Luiz, who would do a fantastic job for us. Paulinho would do a fantastic job for us from Bayern Munich. I was talking about Hayden Hackney the other day as well from Middlesbrough. He's a similar player to Adam Wharton, just a couple of years older. A year and a half older than Adam Wharton. So there is options out there, but my number one would be Adam Wharton. He's only 21 years old. He's homegrown as well. He would be a massive asset to this club. Whether Spurs pay the money or not is a different story. I didn't think that we'd splash out 115 million on two Prem proven players. So at the moment, I'm starting to believe anything can happen. So let's talk about Morgan Gibbs-White just briefly, because I seem to be talking about him in every video and it's getting a bit boring, to be honest. But what I want to talk about is, what have Spurs actually done wrong? I can't even figure out what they've actually done, because the accusation is that we I can't even think of the word, that there was a privacy in I can't give a fucking what. There's a privacy in the release clause that people weren't supposed to hear, supposed to know about. Why are you putting a release clause into a contract and not allowing anybody to know about it? Because that makes the release clause absolutely like nil and void. It's pointless. You're making it pointless to have that in there in the first place. If Spurs did breach confidentiality, that's the word I was looking for earlier, then how can Spurs do that? Only Forest can do that, or Forest agents, or Morgan Gibbs-White himself. Spurs can't actually breach confidentiality if they weren't part of that contract. They weren't part of it. If someone's leaked it to them, that's their fault, not Tottenham's fault. I don't understand what Tottenham can get done for. It's really weird, and we keep getting like mixed messages from the media of what's actually going on. I don't think they actually know what's actually going on. So for me, this needs to be sorted as soon as possible, because I don't want it to affect further signings if we need to make more signings. Morgan Gibbs-White has stated that he wants to come to Spurs. He's told the owner that, but he's being professional and still going to training for Nottingham Forest. I'm glad that they're keeping him fit, ready for the Super Cup final. That's good of you, Nottingham Forest. I appreciate that. So yeah, just for me, it baffles me of how long this has taken, and I honestly think that they're just trying to get a replacement in before they let him go, so the fans won't be so annoyed with the selling of Morgan Gibbs-White. I still believe that he will be a Spurs player as long as this don't drag on forever, because Spurs do need to get on with things, and the window closes, in about 6 weeks' time. So let's hope it don't drag on that long either. Now, last story of the day, and that is, I'll read this out to you. Palmeiras in Brazil are interested in signing Richarlison from Tottenham this summer and are willing to pay 55 million asking price. The Brazilian club are believed to be flush with cash due to the Club World Cup prize money. Wow. If they are offering 55 million for Richarlison, I would snap your hands off for that. That guy does not stay fit ever. He's great when he plays, but he hardly ever plays. Now, 55 million is basically getting our money back for what we bought him for. Be the best bit of business we've done in a long, long time. That would put my ratings of the transfer window up just for that. Love the guy, love his attitude, but 55 million for him right now We would have to take that. That would be amazing. And that may halt us selling someone like Romero because we won't need the money in from there. So, you know, and then we can replace Richarlison with a Visser, and that would automatically improve our front line straight away. So, yeah, 55 million for Richarlison really blew my mind when I saw that today. I was like, whoa. It's hard to believe. It's not concrete evidence. It's just reports and rumours. But if that was true, then would any of you sell him for 55 million? I'm sure there's not many Spurs fans out there that say, nah, I'll keep Richarlison for another season. I can't see many of you saying keep him, especially if the calibre we could buy for 55 million to replace him as well. Like Visser, their asking price is 50 million. So 55 million for Richarlison, pay 50 million for Visser, you got 5 million left over. Use that for the Takai money. Done. Let me know in the comments what you think of all today's stories. Thank you for watching, and come on you Spurs.